if we talk about flamenco harmony, so first of all, you have to know that in all the different flamenco cultures in the world, you will have, as I told you, the major keys, minor keys, and flamenco keys. What does it mean? So if we make a column here, so if we have, for example, C major key, you know that the minor relative is A minor.
Right.
So if we play soleá on E flamenco, A minor, G major, F major, E flamenco, we don't say that we are playing on E major. That's a mistake.
Right.
We are playing on E flamenco. Or if we want to write down technically correct, it's going to be E flat 9. Because we're going to add, in this case, we're going to add the F note to the E chord. So right. If we add that, we're not talking about E major, because E major scales, that's another different thing. Okay? So, small tip to find the minor, the major, and the flamenco relative. Usually, if you know music, Philip?
Yes.
Great. If we know the triad of A minor, okay, A, C, E, if you see, I have 3 notes.
I'm sorry, can you, I can't see it on your screen.
It's Christ, that's again freeze. Because I write down a lot of things. Once that you see, because I'm writing so many things, once that you see that it flicks, let me know, because I'm writing.
Okay.
Do you see all things? Okay, so as I told you, I repeat again. Let me see one thing. Yeah. That's a major key, that's a minor, and the flamenco or flatline relative. So if we paint like a pentagram, how do you say that in English? You know the notes. That's a triad. Okay, A minor.
Yeah.
A minor triad. So we have 3 notes. If you see, the first note is going to give to us the minor relative, because that's A note, so that's a minor relative. The third note is going to give to us the major relative. And the fifth is going to be the flamenco.
Huh, I didn't know that. I never noticed that. That's
okay. That's easy and fun at the same time, because what they told you, hey man, if you know the C major, you have to get down a third minor interval to find the minor. That's easy. Each minor chord is going to give you the minor, the major, and the flamenco relative, always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Always use the fifth of the major, or the
that's it.
Or the fifth of the minor, right? And then it will be the third of the major. Yeah.
Okay, that's something that helps me a lot when I find this theory. That was Faustino Núñez give me this theory. He's a really famous flamencoist here in Spain. He was also my teacher in the conservatory. He's a really nice man. And he also has really nice books. And also really nice web. It's flamencopolis.com. That's really nice.
What's his name?
Flamencopolis.com. That's a website. And his name is Faustino, Faustino, Núñez, Nuñez.
Mm-hmm.
So once that we know that's the most important thing. Also, so it's really important for you, and also important if you play with musicians, for example, violin players, flute players, whatever, because if you told them, hey man, I'm playing on E major, they are going to get crazy when they start playing and you start playing, because it's something really different. So you are not playing on E major, you are playing on E flamenco. So imagine, Imagine that you are playing on E major. Let's do the change, okay? Let's think that we are playing on alegrías, on E major, okay? If we are playing on alegrías, that's a major key, the minor is going to be C sharp minor, okay? And the flamenco relative is going to be G sharp flat 9. G sharp flamenco. That's a tonic, flamenco tonic, okay? Or G sharp flamenco. So once that we know that, let's see, as I told you, the 7 different flamenco cadences that we have. Okay, just understand. Also, that's another question that every people that has. So not all the flamenco palos are on flamenco key. You will find palos in major keys, in minors, and in flamenco. For example, alegrías will be on major keys, for example, E major. Farruca, that's on a minor key. And Solea, it's on flamenco key. So that's also for me and also for Faustino Núñez correct. You cannot say that Solea is on A minor. No, Solea is on E flamenco. A minor is going to be the 4th grade of the cadence. Do you understand until here?
I think so. That the 4th grade of the what?
Yeah, so if we are thinking, for example, if you are on A minor, A minor, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you are A minor, that's the diminished, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, and G 7th or major. Now, right now it's not E7. Also in this case, as we are on A minor, the E is going to be 7th and G. So in this case, so the Farruca is on A minor, because on the Farruca you will find tonic, you will find the 4th grade, we will find the 5th grade also, and you will be also the 2nd, also the 6th, also all those grades.
So, I think you will find. Sorry, your version.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
let me.
But yeah, I think I understand. I think I understand what you're saying. The 4th.
Here you have, okay?
Yep.
So you will recognize that if you are playing on Farruca, okay, you will be always around the scale. And also around this rate that from the 4th and also from the 5th, you will go so many times to the 1st, to the tonic. And you will feel during the music that when you play A minor, you say, okay, that's a rest point, no?
Resolve.
So if you're playing on Solea staff and you're playing also always in flamenco, flat 9, you're playing F, you're playing G, you're playing E minor, playing the B, C, D, to D minor, C major, B. Well, sometimes it's really typical. Sometimes you will be fine on the E flamenco key. Sometimes you will be fine the B on a 7th, or you will find the B on a diminished. Okay, it's going to depend. That's not a really typical tone on this harmony, but you will find that. So if you are playing Solea, you will be always around here. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the flamenco cadencia. That's flamenco, man. So if you know to do A, G, F, E, and if you have a little bit of techniques, you can play flamenco just on those 4 chords and a small piece of melody around doing this chord. So what I mean? So of course, if I do that, that's not flamenco because there's not a valo, but you are playing around a flamenco sound. That's what I mean. Once that you know a flamenco cadence and you can mix those chords with a small piece of melody between each one, you are doing a Spanish sound, a flamenco sound. Okay, that's not flamenco. I don't want to say that's flamenco. You play flamenco. No, that's not right. Okay, because any person that hear me is going to kill me. But yeah, your sound starts to be flamenco sound, Spanish sound. Okay. So also we say, also Faustino says that my dominant, in the minor or major keys, the dominant is going to be the fifth rate, and that's like when you play the dominant chord, you need the tonic to rest, to be relaxed. We say that on the flamenco cadencia scale, the fifth rate is not our dominant. The fifth rate is our dominant not as a theory number, our dominant as a sensation, as a feeling. My dominant, the chord that needs the tonic to relax on the flamenco tone key, is going to be the second rate. So if you do F and you are playing around Soleá, if you play F, man, you need the E. So that's a chord. You can play flamenco just doing F and E. And there are so many falsettas that works like that. So that you are playing F or F. I'm playing F. Man, if I play flamenco, I need the E right now. To finish, okay, it's close. Something else is going to start right now. You can do the complete cadencia. But there is one chord for me that's my dominant. That's also the E, okay? If you told that to a classical musician, he's going to kill you, because the dominant always is the fifth grade. And right now we're not talking about into the theory history that we have. Let's talk about the sensation, the feeling that the dominant has, and what I need to play after the dominant to, okay, it's close.
Right.
So let's talk more or less that you understand how it works and how I understand all those things. Let's record also the 7 different cadencias that we have. Okay, we have the minor chords and the major keys, minor and major keys. Let's talk about into the flamenco keys. We have just 7 different ones.
7.
Okay, you can do whatever you want, but if we take care about the 3 strings of for example, what I just to understand, you can find 20 different flamenco keys if you want. But if we talk about how the guitar works, what I mean here. There we go. So for example, the E flamenco, okay? A, G, F, E flamenco. I can play on a F flamenco key, okay, that's it. B flat, B minor, B minor. You can compose here whatever you want, and you will say, I compose a Soleá on F flamenco. Man, but that's not real, because how the guitar sounds nice, how much it sounds nice, is so much better for you to play as much strings without press as you can, because it's going to make the guitar sounds big, no? For example, the Granaina key. Man, that's amazing, because you have like an E minor chord sometimes, because that's an E minor chord, man. That's an E minor. Just if I press with the pinky, I'm doing a B flat, a B flamenco chord, no? So why does it sound nice? Because it's combining the 3 strings with the pressing strings, no? Also the taranta key. So it's the same to do that. Yeah, my man, it doesn't sound to taranta. That's taranta. We will be always thinking about to leave the 3 strings as much times as we can to make it sound bigger. We say gorda, like fat. That's the word that we use in Spanish. Hey man, tu guitarra suena gorda, sounds fat. It's because it sounds like with power, no, with very powerful. So if we think about always try to leave open as much strings as I can, we will have 7 different chord progressions, 7 different flamenco keys. So in order, it's going to be A flamenco, the second one. I'm going to write down them, don't worry about that. E flamenco, the second one. B flamenco, the third one. F sharp flamenco, the fourth one. C sharp flamenco, the fifth one. G sharp flamenco, the sixth one, and D sharp flamenco. Those are the 7 ones. So E flamenco, it comes also when the guitar just has 5 strings. So the bass, if I take out this string, my bass is the 5th. We call that toque por medio, bulería style sometimes. We say, hey, the singer Mario, hey Mario, use the cap on the 3rd and play por medio, toca por medio. Okay, that's play on A flamenco key. E flamenco key is por arriba. As you will see, por medio is middle, por arriba is up. We change up one string, and the bass right now is on the 6th string. The third one is B flamenco, that's Granaina key. Granaina. The fourth one is going to be F sharp flamenco, Taranta key. The fifth one is going to be C sharp flamenco. The cadence is going to be F sharp minor, E major, D major, C sharp flamenco. You can also do this position. You have to leave open the 4th string because that's a flat 9. Now G sharp flamenco. You have to leave free the 5th string. That's a 9, the flat 9 note. That's Minera key. Minera is a palo inside of the Taranta group, but when you play Minera alone as a guitar solo, you play on G sharp. But if you play Minera with a singer, you have to play on F sharp. Usually, you can do whatever you want, okay, with that. But in general, the rule is that if you play Minera alone, you will be playing on G sharp. But if you play Minera accompanying a singer, you will be playing on F sharp flamenco. Okay. And the last one is D sharp flamenco. It's like B sharp, C sharp, and D sharp flamenco. That's a major, like the A position. You leave open the 6th and the 1st is a B, the flat 9 note. Or this position. If you understand that, that's a D major position. But we make an inversion. So we will be changing the middle with the ring finger, and we will be doing an inversion of the 1st string to the 6th. I'm playing the flat 9 note here. Sorry, no, that's not the flat 9. The flat 9 is the 1st string. Okay. Also, I forgot to talk about the C sharp note, the C sharp key. We call that rondeña key. So there are so many bulerias here, or you can play tangos here, whatever. But there is a really traditional thing. What the first one that composed that was Ramon Montoya. You have to detune the guitar. Don't worry. So you change the tone, the 6th string to the D note, and the 3rd string to F sharp. And that's the position. That's amazing, man. I love that. You you can hear Mi Niño Curro, for example, from Paco de Lucia. That's a song that he used to start always his concert. That's nice because that's on D major tune right now, the guitar, if you see. It's like everything sounds nice. So the first Rondenia was composed by Ramon Montoya a lot of years ago. And now you can hear Mi Niño Curro from Paco. It's amazing. Just to have the idea of the sound that it has. So I'm going to share again the screen, and I will write down the 7 different keys and the complete cadencia, and also the major and minor relatives to know which scale do you have to use on each case.
Okay.
You know what I mean, no?
Yeah.
So let's go to share again that. There we go. iPad. So in the same order I told you, the first one was A flamenco. That's por medio. Toque por medio, okay, as we say in Spanish. Toque por medio. So the cadencia is going to be D minor, C major, B flat major, A flamenco, relatives is going to be F major, the major relative, and D minor, the minor relative. Okay, clear, more or less. Let's see the second one. It's going to be E flamenco. It's toque por arriba. It's going to be the cadencia A minor, G major, F major, and E flamenco. And the relatives are going to be C major and A minor. Let's see the third one. It's going to be B flamenco. That's Granadina key. Toque por Granadina, we say tono de Granadina, maybe. Tono is tone key, okay? Tono de Granadina. The cadencia is going to be E minor, the fourth grade, E, D major, C major, B flamenco, and the relatives are going to be G major and E minor. If you don't understand anything, please stop myself, okay, Phil?
No, you're fine.
The next one is going to be F sharp flamenco. That's tono de taranta. Tono de taranta. The cadencia is going to be B minor, A major, G major, and F sharp flamenco. And the relatives are going to be the major one is going to be D major, and the minor B minor. If you see, always the fourth grade is going to be the minor relative. Okay, that's another tip to situate yourself. F sharp, let's see, the fifth one is going to be C sharp flamenco. C sharp flamenco. That's tono de rondeña. But remember that rondeña, it's a palo that you play without rhythm and detuning the guitar with the D note on the sixth and the F sharp note on the third string. That's rondeña without rhythm, just solo playing. Okay? If you play on C sharp flamenco with no tuning the guitar on the normal way, on the C sharp position, you can play, there is no apalo on this one. So there is a palo rondeña just if you detune the guitar. If you leave the normal tune, there is not a palo on C sharp flamenco.
Okay.
You can play tangos, bulería, or soleá por bulería, whatever flamenco palo you can play on this. You have to compose the falsettos and everything, but there is not a exactly palo on that. So, tono de rondeña. But the sixth string is going to be on D, and the third is going to be on F sharp. So the cadencia is going to be F sharp minor, E, D major, and C sharp flamenco. The relatives are going to be A major and F sharp minor. Then we have the G sharp flamenco key. That's minera. Remember also, that minera is going to be a solo playing, okay? If it's solo playing, you will be playing on G sharp. If you are accompanying a singer, usually we play on F sharp, usually. Minera is inside of the Taranta group. Okay, that's it. C sharp minor. No, it's B minor. E, do, si, la. That's it. Yeah, that's correct. Do, si, B major, A major, and G sharp flamenco. The E major, which will be the major relative, and C sharp minor is going to be the minor. And the last one is going to be D sharp flamenco. There is not a name, okay? Tono de re sostenido, we say. Tono de D sharp tone. There is not a palo on this. I'm not pretty sure about that. I think that the first thing that has composed in the flamenco with this was tangos of Paco de Lucía, Solo Quiero Caminar. Those tangos are on D sharp flamenco. I think that's the first thing that was composed on this key. Okay? So the cadencia here is going to be G sharp minor, F major, F sharp major, E major, D sharp, flamenco, and the relatives are going to be B major and the minor G sharp minor. I will send you this page, okay? Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Man, that's the thing. So I think that's the first thing to understand. What are we going to do? What are we going to talk? And the most important thing is always to recognize a flamenco palo style. We will talk about that also. You will have to take care about the rhythm and the harmony. So if, oh man, it's on 12 beat measure and that's on E flamenco, man, so it's going to be soleado bulería. And so that's on a 12 beats measure and that's a major key. That's alegrías. That's on 4 beat, but that's on a minor key. So it could be farruca, could be the ones that it's like a test exam. So if you have the to answer harmony and rhythm, you will find the palo.